Hey guys, so I recently picked up this LG 38-inch ultra-wide monitor and I thought I'd answer some of the questions that I had when buying it in hopes of helping somebody else come with the same decision. It is going to be from a video editing or photography aspect. It's not much a review, nor am I going to go over the tech specs. There's plenty of videos for that, so let's dive right in. So the first question I had was 34 or 38 inch. The 49 was out of the question. It's just way too wide. And I went with the 38 for two main reasons. The first being it gives me much higher vertical dimension compared to the 34. That allows me to see more of my timeline without compromising much of my video display. And the second being that I wanted to future-proof myself. I knew that down the line I'd probably want to upgrade and I find the 34 too small. So I went straight to the 38 without wasting any time. One of my biggest concerns though with the 38 is it too wide? And frankly speaking, straight out the box, it seemed enormous, but a few days later, you really get used to it, and I'm glad I went with the 38 and not the 34. And I think if you wanted to do the same, I'd probably suggest you go straight to the 38. Another question I had is flat or curved. I went with the curved simply because I thought it looked much better, and it also gives you that really nice immersive experience when you're working with it. A flat screen is going to seem too wide and far away. This kind of wraps around you nicely and really feels like you're into the screen. So another aspect is the color accuracy. This is an IPS panel, which is known to have superior color accuracy. It did come a little bit with a bluish tint out of the box. I did calibrate it with some spider calibration. That's going to be something separate, but it does come with several modes that you can adjust: reader, photography, cinema, and you can customize your own. Brightness and all that can all be adjusted. There's a button at the bottom of the screen which I find very conveniently located. You don't have to fiddle with some buttons at the back, so that's a good bonus. It's just one button, it does everything in one place. One thing to keep in mind is that this is not a 4K display. This is a common misconception. It is a Quad HD or Ultra Quad HD. One of the things that you do need to keep in mind in terms of quality, that if you are using an iMac or MacBook, any with a Retina display, that the Retina display is going to be superior to this. The quality is good, it's just not comparable to the Retina. A lot of people buy this expecting it to have the same quality and they end up getting disappointed. So it's really going to be a matter of compromise. If you want a wider screen or higher quality, you really can't have both. It's really difficult unless you get some 5K LG Ultrafine, which is super expensive. But just keep that in mind. It's not comparable to the Retina display. You can use this as a second monitor for your timeline and maybe have your iMac for the main display. That'd be a cool idea. But just keep this in mind. Quality is great, it is excellent, but the Retina display is going to be sharper and looks much better. So I'm just going to go over some of the features that I do love about this monitor. The first being the base stand. It is curved at the bottom, which gives you plenty of room to put your keyboard or other things without wasting any space. The ultra slim bezel really gives it that modern and slick design. I absolutely love that. The button at the bottom, simply one button for everything, conveniently located. Absolutely love that. And it's got connections for just about everything. Now, one of the main reasons that I got it and why you would consider getting this for video editing is having a much wider screen to view your timeline, all your tools, and seeing your screen without really compromising much of your screen real estate. It's really helped speed up my workflow without constantly going left and right between the timeline. I can see more layers simultaneously. My screen is much bigger and I can have more tools in the screen at the same time. It's also excellent for multitasking. You can have 2 to 3 windows simultaneously, and I found that to be super helpful. So the last and final question, is it absolutely necessary and is it worth it? For me personally, it was worth it. It's gonna come down to the budget for you guys. For me, I really love having that wide timeline along with seeing the screen simultaneously. I was editing on a MacBook for the past 6 years, so it is absolutely not a necessity. It is more of a luxury. So it does help out having these simultaneously. It feels good to edit on such a wide screen, seeing everything all at once and having a much bigger view of your video. Again, it is not absolutely necessary. It's not gonna make you a better editor. It's just more of something that really makes you feel better while editing and makes life a little bit easier. Is it worth it? Again, that's gonna come down to your budget. If you are starting off, I'd recommend probably investing in more gear, camera, lenses, even a better system before jumping on a monitor I'd probably keep this till the very last. So if you are in that boat, hold on for just a little bit, invest in better gear first, and then jump onto the monitor. But if money's not an issue, absolutely, you should go for it. I see no reason why not. The last point I want to discuss is connectivity to the MacBook Pro that I'm currently using. I had a question, which is it compatible with the older generation MacBooks? Is it going to be slow? Is it going to be compatible? The answer is it is compatible. I am currently using a 2014 MacBook Pro and it runs off of it, no issues whatsoever. Just keep in mind that the given HDMI cable will only allow you to use it with 30 Hertz. So if you want to utilize the full 75 Hertz, which I really recommend, you do need to get a mini DisplayPort to DisplayPort cable. That way you will utilize the full 75 Hertz of the monitor, and either way, it works just fine with no lag. If you have a newer generation MacBook Pro, it will feed right off the USB-C cable and it will charge the laptop as well. So if you have a newer one, that's an even better feature for you. For me, I'm using the DisplayPort and it works completely fine with no lag. So to answer the question, yes, it is compatible and it works just fine with no lag at all. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope it helped answer some of your questions and hopefully help someone make a decision on buying this monitor or any other monitor. If it didn't and you have any questions left, do let me know in the comment section below and I will do my best and try to answer them. But that's pretty much it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time.